Sivaya Nama Tiruchitrambalam. Welcome back to our discussion on Thiruppaatu, 73rd Padikam, and we are in the third verse. Let's look at the verse first. Sollil kulaa andri sollen, thodarnthavarkum thunai allal, kallil valiya manathen, katra perumpula vaanar, allal perithum aruppaan, arumarai aarangam othum, ellai iruppathum aaror, avar emmaiyum aalvaro keyleer. This particular verse, if we see the meaning directly word by word, it might be a little bit misleading. So in Tamil, we have Tamil grammar, we have something as a different logic. Wherever we need, we will just displace the words, or rather we will split the words and join it in a different place to give the appropriate meaning. This is not new, and according to the Tamil grammar, we call this as kondu kootudal. I'm going to do the same while we are interpreting this particular padikam. Nambi Aaroor says, I always keep talking about praises of Lord Shiva. What kind of praises? Whenever there is a person, a learned person or a literate person, Lord Shiva is there to iron out all the troubles from the learned person. Now the question that we may have here is, how do we classify learned? Obviously it is not about our worldly education, as in being an engineer or being a doctor or being a PhD holder or whatever. That is not the education we are talking about. According to Thirukkural, a person who is considered to be a learned person is someone who understands that bowing down to Lord Shiva's feet is the real meaning of education. So when you talk about education, it is not the worldly education that we are talking about in terms of how to work out a calculation, or talking about statistics, or talking about Pythagoras theorem. That is not the education. Rather, if we realize whatever it is going to be Lord Shiva who is going to be our savior. As long as we understand that, that is the real learnedness, that is the real education that we can possibly have in this particular plane. So when someone is educated in this manner, Lord Shiva is there to iron out all the impediments that is stopping him or it is approaching him. This kind of praise is what Nambi Aaroor is singing on a regular basis, and this is what he is vouching himself. The next one is, he says, I do have a lot of relatives and friends and companions and whatever we call it. I do have a lot of people around me, surrounding me, but I don't really bother about them because I know they are not the real relatives. They are not the real guidance for me. They are not the ones who are going to come with me forever. I could see my parents are leaving me, my spouse is leaving me, even the kids are going to leave me one day, or rather I will be leaving the kids. So what is going to be permanent in this world is only one relationship, and that relationship is between Lord Shiva and I. So when it comes to handling my relatives and friends, I'm just going to be a stone-hearted person. Nambi Aaroor is vouching this as well. He says, I've been a stone-hearted person when it comes to my relatives because I know they are not going to be there forever for me. And at the same time, I'm going to be singing praises of Lord Shiva, saying that he is the one who is going to solve all the problems whenever we are learned towards his glory. This is also emanating from the Vedas, because when we talk about Vedas, the Vedas also sing praises about Lord Shiva, and the ultimate is Lord Shiva. And he says that type of a person, that type of a god is in the place called as Aaror, and can you please check if he will be able to take me, or rather he will be able to totally, I'm ready to surrender, but will he be able to take me as his slave? That is what this particular verse number 3 talks about. I'll come back again with the next verse very soon. Until then, Sivaya Nama Tiruchitrambalam.